Hello, and welcome back to Malchava Cuisine with another great video. I hope you guys are doing well. I am doing extremely well. In today's video, I'm going to show you my updated or revised version of making Mikate, also known as puff puff or beignet. And in order for you to make this, you will be needing 150 grams of self-raising flour, half a cup of desiccated coconut, 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 7 grams of yeast, 2.5 tablespoons of Madagascan Vanilla extract, and 4 to 5 cups of warm water, and also vegetable cooking oil. Now what I'm going to do is add in all the dry ingredients together. So I've added in the self-raising flour, then I'm going to add in the sugar, and after the sugar I'm also going to add in my desiccated coconut, as you can see. And following that, I am also going to add in the salts, and last of all I'm going to add in the yeast, and I'm going to mix all of that well in together, and then I'll add in the water. After mixing in all the dry ingredients, I'm then going to add in my warm water gradually. It's best to add in the warm water gradually because you don't want to add in all of the water in, and the consistency of the dough of the mikate could differ, meaning it could be too watery, and you wouldn't want the dough of your mikate to be too watery and it won't be nice, which means that you'll probably have to add in more self-raising flour. So add it in gradually, and then you'll be able to determine whether you need to add more water. So the consistency that you'll be able to reach for the batter, it's something that it's elastic, is more of an elastic consistency, which will show that your batter will be nice and soft, especially when you fry it. And you wouldn't want to fry your mikate and the inside is really hard or really gooey, so you need to have that nice cake consistency within your mikate. So as you can see, I'm taking my time mixing everything in together, bearing in mind that I did add in the coconut, so it does require much more stirring of all the ingredients together. So do take your time, don't feel as if you need to be in a hurry. And also what I did add in is my vanilla extract as well within the mixture. Now I'm going to add in the vanilla extract, or the Madagascan vanilla. You can also use ginger if you prefer, or any other flavoring such as banana. You can blend in some fresh banana in it, which is actually very delicious, or you can also use strawberry flavoring as well, which is very delicious. You can be a bit adventurous as well when it comes to the mikate, but obviously it's all about trial and error. And I've mixed it all in together, and then we're going to go into the next stage. As I mentioned earlier, if you do feel in the need to add some water, please feel free to do so, but please ensure that the batter is still elastic and not too runny. So I added in some water because I wanted the batter to have that elastic texture, and I felt as if it was a bit too hard for my liking, and I kept on mixing it until I reached my desired texture. Crucial bit is to ensure you allow your dough to sit for at least an hour or two so that all the ingredients are well incorporated. Let's not forget that we did add yeast extract into this dough, so it's very important to allow all to sit in well together. So I tend to allow my batter to sit for an hour or even 2 hours, just to ensure that everything is all well incorporated. And you will also notice the difference that the batter would rise as well. So I allow this to rise according to the room temperature, and it will be perfectly fine for you to start making the mikate. When When it's ready for the mikate to be made, I tend to have a bowl besides me, which is with warm water, just to ensure that my fingers are nicely wet, to ensure that when I do make the balls, it doesn't stick to my fingers and it's nice and round. And as you can see, that the oil is hot and ready for the mikate, just the way we like it. So it's basically a process of just making round shapes with your fingers. Actually, it's quite self-explanatory, and I will go through the video as you will be able to see how I make the shapes for the mikate to be round. And it's really trial and error, so take your time to make your shapes, because when I was learning how to make mikate, the shapes that I was making, I mean, my mum would say it looks like ears. It's like, oh, is that mamatoi, like she would say in Lingala, and I just wouldn't let myself down, and I'll say I have to make sure that it's round just the way my mum makes it, round and perfect. So I was so determined to ensure that the shape would be round of my mikate, and years down the line it is. So it's trial and error, practice makes perfect. So just look at the way I am making the shape with my fingers, and of course you have the water there. Besides, the water should be there next to you to ensure that the batter doesn't stick to your fingers. I tend to allow the mikate to cook for 1 to 2 minutes on either side until it is nice and golden. I love it when the mikate is this color. It's just so nice and golden, and for me it's just the perfect color for the mikate. Some tend to like it lighter, some tend to like it darker, but for me it's just in between. So I tend to place it in a sieve with a bowl underneath, so ensure that all the oil, the excess oil, is drained off, and you don't want to eat mikate with a lot of oil. So that's how I make my mikate, guys. It's a nice and quick and easy recipe, and I hope you guys have learned a lot from it as well. And this is it for today's video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video and you have learned a lot. Please feel free to leave your comments, and also how we can improve ourselves, and if there's any video or recipe you would like us to make, please feel free to let me know, and we'll be more than able to make the video for yourself. But yes, the mikate, you can eat it with peanut butter, chili, jam, Nutella. You can be creative. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and stay tuned for more. I've been waiting for